Yeah, make sure you don't drink your drink in like 2 minutes. Last time you were drinking an empty glass.
I have a standby.
Oh, God.
It's my drink.
That is your liquid crack.
That's my liquid crack. This is the only thing that I can drink like a whole pack of in a day. That's why I don't buy it that often, because I don't need it all.
Wow. Mm. Well, this is caffeine free. It's not go-go. It's root beer.
Yeah, why aren't you drinking your go-go?
I don't know.
Is it going to be a downer episode?
No. I am on it.
You're on fire. You're flaming even.
Is this the real life?
Don't ruin Queen.
Is this just fall fantasy?
Don't ruin Queen.
Caught in a landslide, go escape from reality. I'm in a fall mood.
It's not even fall. Well, technically it is fall, but nobody else is thinking about fall right now.
Computer, when's the first day of winter?
She doesn't want to do it.
Computer, when is the first day of winter?
How do you not know this?
In the United States, winter begins on Saturday, December 21st, 2019.
So we're still in fall.
Yeah, nobody's thinking about it. They're thinking about Santa Claus and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and the thing with the pole.
This is my favorite time of year. So we are just going to have to push forward with fall.
Let's do it.
Let's start the show. Welcome.
Welcome.
We have missed you.
We did. We missed you.
Did we miss them?
I missed them.
Did you miss us?
Did you miss us?
Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
I like to sew.
I like to knit and crochet.
And you like to watch.
You do. Fiber Hustle episode 20.
20?
We turned 20. I think that's right. Yeah, 20.
So, it has been a minute, and
it has been a minute.
I am still in the fall mood.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And, y'all, I just watched for the first time on Thanksgiving Bohemian Rhapsody.
Very good. It's my second time. I went to the theater to see it, then I saw it with you a couple days ago.
I was a wreck. I cried. For those of you who have seen it, you'll understand where I'm coming from. For those of you who have not seen it, get ready with some Kleenex. I was bawling through the whole thing. And the funny thing is that, like, I was never even a Queen fan.
How can you not be?
Because, okay, when I was in day school,
Sorry, what is day school?
It's like pre-K.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when I was in pre-K, some kid brought in his Queen album for show and tell, and it had this robot that was reaching
News
in.
of the world. I have a
Hold on.
placemat.
He was reaching into the this cave, this big, huge, and he was squishing people. It freaked me out.
I have a record player slip mat.
That's it.
Yes.
Hold on. Yes.
Is it causing you trauma?
It totally freaked me out. I could not. And we will rock you. That was on that album, and it freaked me out. I was in tears.
It's a News of the World album.
Look at him. He's got blood on his robot hand. That I just couldn't handle it. And so for years, like...
No, that's wrong. It's stomp, stomp, clap. Not clap, clap, stomp.
It freaked me out. But the movie, man, I bawled like a baby.
I kept it together.
Oh, please. You were crying,
no,
too.
I cried at the theater. I went and saw it with my friends Sam and Patricia, and all three of us were just sitting there like... Because, huge fan. I know the very last part of the movie is them, not giving anything away, doing the whole thing of Live Aid that they did, what was it, 1984? And I've watched that performance so many times, and they just did it perfectly. And that's when I started to really lose it, because I was like, they did that thing so much justice. And that movie came out like a year ago. I remember seeing it in the theater.
Yeah.
So we're just seeing it. Well, you're just seeing it now.
Well, and your sister calls we're eating dinner, and because we just did our Thanksgiving for ourselves.
We had crab.
We had crab. We're like, hey, we're breaking rules, and it's a treat to us.
Much rather have crab than turkey.
Yeah, so we had our crab dinner, and we're watching Bohemian Rhapsody, and his sister calls, and
they were watching. They just got finished watching Bohemian Rhapsody.
Isn't that funny?
It's so weird. It's like we're on the same wavelength.
Okay, so why I was so touched by it, and yes, this is a sewing and knitting, or a knitting and a sewing podcast, but why it touched me, and we'll bring this full circle.
Cue the Facts of Life music.
Is because Freddie Mercury was so talented, and it just brought me to tears how much he wanted to share that with people. Like, yes, he showboated a lot, but it's just that's who he was, and he had the goods to deliver.
100%. He had the voice, he had the attitude, he had the stage presence, he had the persona.
And as an artist, like when you're making something, and it's like in your gut, you just know. You just have this vision, and you just want to sell it, and just like, you can do it, you push yourself. For you frog things, and for me, like, I took out. Okay, so one of my makes this week is this quilt.
Look at this,
and it's called what is it called? Flying Bohemian Rhapsody Geese.
One more time.
Flying Bohemian Rhapsody Geese. And everything, the timing just came together. So when I had these blocks put together, each one I gave Aaron editing authority. So I had 49 of these blocks that go into this quilt, and I let him go through the stack, and I said, okay, I want you to discard any of the ones that don't line up perfectly, like any of the ones that you would edit out. He edited out 15 of them.
I felt terrible about it. I go, well, if that's what you want me to do, that's what I'm going to do.
And you know what? I sat there for about an hour and unpicked them because they weren't perfect. And as I'm watching the movie, it's like, anything but your best is not good enough.
True.
And like, he was that person, and like, in a little way, in my own way, I identified with that. It was like, it made me want to do even better on my project.
Will you grow a mustache now, please?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, you know how hot that would be?
That is so grody.
Whatever. But why is it called Flying Bohemian Rhapsody?
Okay, so Cutie Fabrics is a manufacturer, and one of my absolute favorite. I mean, like, they have so many really, really talented designers. So Dan Morris is the designer of this line for Cutie Fabrics, and it's all like this paisley, and it comes in 28 different colorways.
It's gorgeous.
And he called it Bohemian Rhapsody. And I mean, like, Bohemian Rhapsody was just everywhere. And like, he took that song, and this is what his expression of it was, which was, I thought, really cool. But I just love these. Out of the 28, you and I sat together, and we chose ones. I wanted to do a fall quilt, and we narrowed it down to 11 different colorways. I absolutely love this.
This one almost looks like, in the camera, it almost looks like a penny.
Yeah, it's got that copperish. Yeah. And I've had this fabric for a year, and it is my number one in my stash, my number one favorite.
You were nervous to use it because you weren't sure at the right price. This is like grandma's china. Back in the day, you'd always like, oh, not the good china. what the hell is it there for? Use it. So I'm glad you went in and actually used this instead of just admiring it.
Yeah, it's like this was my precious.
Yes.
Because it's just like I had to have the right project in mind, and like I had that. See, it's gone.
I was like, that's why I said don't.
It's gone. I said
Not
2
gone.
minutes.
There's still some there.
But for
So good.
it's just like you guys have your whatever it is, your yarn, your fabric, something that you're just like, like you don't maybe have that vision, or it's just like once it's gone, it's gone. But you know what? Now I still have plenty left, and I mean, like, I even ordered backup to replace what I used, because this is my favorite fabric I've ever had. So Dan Morris, like, I wish I could have gotten his autograph.
Where was he around town? Has he been?
No. It says it right here. Dan Morris, 2018 for QT Fabrics.
Nice.
So, guys, if you can, or gals, if you can find this online, like, get yourself a fat quarter bundle, get the entire array. But yeah, so I wanted to do flying geese because they can be kind of a stickler. You know, like when you're trying to put your pieces all together, this is a really good project to make sure that you're getting your points lined up and that you're just consistent. And when this went together, like the final panels in here, and I think these are 6 by 12. The interrupts, I call these, or like a pause, these gray sections.
Yeah, why are some of the grays different colors?
Well,
like the fill-in gray.
Because I bought.
This one especially.
This is a. Gosh, what's the name of this? This is a very busy pattern, but this one's a wide back, which means that your normal fabric is 42 inches wide, and this is 108 wide. So this is considered a wide back. Like, you get a lot of fabric out of it, and this is not even a whole strip. But what I loved, when I was searching the big box store, I turned it around and it was like, this was the perfect charcoal blender. And I'm just using it as a blender for the background. And this is, well, I'll go ahead and say it. It's at Joann's, and I would love, it's discontinued. I actually had to get it from 2 different stores to get enough yardage. And if they had a whole bolt for me, I would have bought the whole bolt, because this is such a great blender, and it just makes the colors pop. So
nice.
Yeah, so when this was finally, once I had all of the main blocks done, the whole piecing went, I mean, like, everything lined up so easily, and it was like, I really, really did well on this.
AccuQuilt?
So...
Am I asking too many questions?
Nope. So your AccuQuilt I did use for the flying geese. I have a flying geese die that'll make... it'll make this piece, and it'll make this piece. And so I did AccuQuilt for all of those. And then for the interrupts or the pattern or the pauses, those blocks I just cut with a rotary and a ruler.
It's really nice. I mean, and this thing's huge. How big do you think it is? King size?
This is more than king size.
Okay, like, we're showing a little bit of it, but...
It's a king size quilt.
Yeah, it's huge.
So this is just the quilt top. It still needs to be quilted. But, I mean, like, I am so pleased. Another thing, and I'll move it along. One thing that I did is, so I originally created this on EQ8, and I knew that I was going to be doing the 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and excuse me, I knew that I wanted each of these to match. So each of these comes in a pair. It's the same color. But then I wanted them to go in a pinwheel. So I designed this in EQ8. And then once I had that main pattern down, then I went to, hamsternwheel.com, and I generated, it's a Latin square generator. So for those of you who might have taken statistics, you've got a Latin square, and basically it comes in two forms. So you'll have ABCD, BCDA, CDAB, DABC. It's a way of generating and randomizing the order, but this actually has an order effect. So if you notice, like it starts getting strips of like a pattern. So like there's a pattern that starts to develop. So you may have 15 different fabrics, you may have 5 different fabrics, whatever. So if you do a basic Latin square, it will just put whatever the beginning is, put it to the end, and bump everything up. And then it just keeps doing that, and that gives you an order. And so like maybe your Bargello quilt, where you see people have like these waves that are created.
Yeah.
That's what can generate that as a Latin square. Now, if you do a balanced Latin square, then that randomizes and gets rid of the order effect. And I'm going to call this the order effect. So now this truly will randomize or shuffle all of your different categories, and then you don't get you just get a randomness. And that's what I really wanted. So I went and I actually created a randomization of this quilt. And if you notice, I have the pauses, and then I have just the singles. Mm-hmm. And so I went through and just made, and then I took each one of my fabrics and assigned them a letter, and then I just had a key to let me know, okay, this is what you need to do next. I've tried taking all of my fabrics that I've cut and throwing them into the dryer and just try to shuffle, but that doesn't, like, a lot of them like to stick together. So my brain is still having to, like, I'm still having to put my effect into that randomization order, whereas this is truly hands off. It's like a random number generator. So if you want to try something different and like come up with some kind of way to randomize what pieces you're using, then just visit, what was it?
Something hamster, am I way off?
Yep, hamsternwheel.com/grids. So that is Flying Bohemian Rhapsody Geese. And again, the fabric is Dan Moore's design for Cutie Fabrics Bohemian Rhapsody. Love it.
I love it too. I can't wait for you to get it quilted and stuff.
All right. All right, so that's one thing that I made. Do you want to take a turn?
I will take a turn. I'm trying to think of where to start. Let's start with wreaths, because this is fall. We'll go into my fall. A couple weeks ago, I was kind of thinking of something to do for the holiday. I was not tired of knitting or crocheting. I was just looking for something different. So I decided to make a yarn ball wreath. Ooh. Look at this. So on Instagram, I posted it. I called it Yarn Ballin' on a Budget. And the reason for that is because I saw some, not necessarily too many ideas online. I knew I wanted to kind of make yarn balls. I looked up a couple things, but I didn't want to get like too involved in what those were showing me because I kind of wanted to make my own thing. I did see you can go get styrofoam balls, and a lot of people wrapped them in styrofoam, their yarn in styrofoam balls. But those things are expensive.
Are they?
Yes, they're expensive. So I went through my stash.
What would you consider expensive?
They're like 6 of them were like I think $10 or $12. I think.
No.
Maybe a little bit
for
like,
foam.
For like this size, the
styrofoam
baseball. Yeah, baseball size. I don't think I'm making this up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was way too expensive. And some watched a little video on YouTube. Some lady took like play kid balls. It's like the McDonald's ball pit, that kind of thing. That's filled with pink eye. It was one of those things. She wrapped it. I said, why can't you just take your own trash from your recycle bin and crumble it up? So that's what I did. So let me show you a little example.
And don't blame all of these on me. Those are not all my shopping bags.
So you can take a shopping bag. You can take Joann's flyers or any kind of flyer, like quilting and sewing. Quilting and sewing, nobody needs this in their house. Most of this
Yes, I do.
is filled with Nancy's Notions things because I wanted to get them in here before Chip saw it and ordered things. So basically all I did is I would take about 3 pieces of paper or something, crumple it up into about the size. Well, this is actually a pretty decent size right here. I would crumple it up into about the size of almost a baseball. I would grab my yarn. This is a Red Heart. Take a glue gun, which I've never used a glue gun before. I'm 43. Gosh, 43
You've never used one before?
No, and it burns the F out of your fingers if you do it.
Then you're doing it right.
Yeah, you're doing it right. So what I would do...
Means it's hot.
Yeah, it means it's hot. I would take a little glue, glue the yarn on here, and then I would just start wrapping like this. And I didn't want it to be all this way, so I kind of made it more sporadic. But once you start wrapping, I'm trying to do this under this camera, which is kind of far, then I would kind of squish it back into a ball again, just to get it there. And make sure you're wrapping it tight. Then for time purposes, I'm not going to wrap the whole thing. But once you do wrap it, you cut your yarn and you just hold it and get your glue gun, put it on there, set it to the side, let it cool, blow in your balls.
Rinse and repeat.
Let it cool. And then I would glue them on the wreath. One thing about wreaths, they are also expensive. This size, I found them at, I think, Joann's for $9 or something. Always use Joann's coupon.
A piece?
Yes. Down the street, they were $4.78, and they're going out of business, Pacific Fabrics down the street. So these were 50% off, so I grabbed a couple of them. Pro tip, after Halloween, this one's already half done. This Halloween wreath was $20, way too much, but they're on sale clearance for 80% off. So I think we got this one for $4. Sorry, a little math in there. So $4. So if you want to make a wreath or something, just look for the clearance section for anything that's round. Then all we did was buy 3 yards of burlap. We cut it ourselves and just started wrapping. So this one is exactly like this, but we wrapped the burlap.
So you can get your burlap on a ribbon roll, but it's way too expensive still.
Yeah, so the ribbon rolls of burlap, I think it was 12 yards for, not 12 yards, 12 feet or something. I forget what it was. Ribbon wrap, I know, was like
a
$8 and some cents. But we bought 3 yards. I think it was $3.99 a yard.
Yeah.
And then Joann's again, coupon. And we just cut it up ourselves. Whatever. And just started wrapping it around, hot gluing it to this. So eventually this will become this. And then we just glued the balls on. One thing we noticed that this is going to fall off because this is pretty heavy, the fall one. And 3 days later, it fell down. So I went out and got some of the...
It was actually hanging on the wall, and...
you came in one day with bad juju. you were arguing about, not arguing, but saying something. And then it just fell off. You were mad about something on the bus or something. I don't know. So it fell down. And I went out and got some of my tomato, what's this called? I staked tomatoes with this, whatever it is. Some kind of string. And then I hung it up. These little guys were also, these little mushrooms were 80% off at Michael's. Twine, yes, twine. So I add them, and this is my fall wreath.
Oh, and so like these little mushy guys are actually twine as well, but these were at Michael's, and I think you got these for like 79 cents each, because those were also on after whatever the holiday closeout.
Yes. And then I made a Christmas wreath. Ooh, look at that. Everything in here I already had except for there's some red sparkle yarn, which is, the camera's backwards. Some sparkle yarn, which I got for 50% off, so it was practically free. I went to Joann's. These kind of things were buy one, get one free, and then I could use my coupon. So this really didn't cost that much.
How much do you think it weighs?
It weighs kind of a bit. So I don't know how much it actually weighs. Another thing I mentioned, if you want to make one of these, obviously use coupons at Michael's or Joann's or wherever you want to go to get your yarn. And I don't know if you have a Buy Nothing in your neighborhood. Facebook, Buy Nothing. Last year I put out a request, said when I was making hats for the homeless, I said, looking in search of, ISO, in search of yarn scraps that somebody has at their house that they're don't need anymore or don't use. And I had 3 people hit me up, and I got a bunch of stashes of yarn. So I got that for free. I made some hats. Some of it was left over, and I put into this wreath. So if you are on a budget, you can also do your neighborhood's Buy Nothing. Say in search of yarn.
I really, really, really love it.
I love it too. It's heavy.
So it may
I can't
not
tell
show
you how many pounds it is.
It may not show up, but it's like you've got some heathery white, and then you've got some creamies.
Yeah.
So like I just like the it's not all just 3 colors. It's rich.
Yeah. And you don't have to do it this large. Like this styrofoam wreath is much smaller than this. So I might make a winter one out of this. It's just get a hot glue gun.
You know what they say about smaller wreaths?
I don't.
Smaller balls.
Oh, very true. So I'm excited for this. So it's actually hanging up. I did get some lights to put on it, but it just started to look too...
Fairy lights?
Yes. It's the fairy lights, my fairy balls, started to look a little too gaudy. But yeah, that is something that I made.
All right, well, if you're in the holiday make mode, I'm in the holiday make mode.
Okay.
So, even though we're still in fall, you can't stop progress.
Sorry about it.
Told you. Oh, don't do that. I'm going to get it on the
Continue.
table.
I'm a good pourer.
Okay, so I'm going to start out with Allison Glass and Juicy Juice paired up. And actually, these are, I think, from last year. This is 2018. Yep. So we're now in 2019 and
Almost in 2020.
almost in 2020. So they made 8 different mini patterns. And so these are all paper piecing. And I'm going to be making each one of these as a ornament. Oh, sorry. So each one of these is going to be an ornament. And there are, I don't know if we can get all of them.
Yes, we can.
Can we? A little organization. Bear with. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. So it's got, if I reorder these, a little bit of, I can't stand when things are messed up. All right. So you've got 3 blocks that are similar to log cabins. So these they're calling steps. Like you have your basic log cabin. Then you have baby curved log cabin. And then they're calling this a courthouse step. So those kind of go together. Then you have these, which are 2 different takes on the pineapple. And I love these because, I mean, like these just vibrate. And then you have these that are like flying geese. And I've done my first one, which I just took in any order. The first one is one and done. So I did a cute, and I just followed the pattern, just even with the same color. And I made, does it show up there? An ornament.
Yeah, that's exactly like it.
Love it. So I used the background fabric that, just scraps to make my little holder. And then I went into my stash, and actually I'm going to have to draw this again because I wanted the year on the back, 2019. But I went in my stash, and I was like, oh, I just want something that just, for the back, it didn't have to be anything fancy. But I liked it because this is a pretty small scale pattern. And so this gingham right here was the perfect because it's also a small scale pattern. And I'm going to do each of these at least once.
Nice.
Now, what was funny is last night I was working on the next one, which is this one? No, this one. So I was working on this pineapple, and by the time I got finished the first one, it had perforated all the way through, and it came out while I was trying to work on it. So this would have been the center for this piece, but it just came out. Now I'm just going to start over because I could tape, but then I don't know that it's going to be right. And I will say, because these are so small to work with, it's very, very, it's fussy. And one thing so when you're doing paper piecing, you do want to make your stitch length much shorter because you want to make sure that you're going to be able to perforate. And I'm going to actually bump it up just a little bit so that it doesn't tear quite as easy, because this is just a small area and I'm completing a box, which if I perforate it too much, there's just nothing left to hold it together. So lesson learned, you'll have to experiment with your stitch length to get it so that it stays together, but not so small that it's going to have nothing to hold on to. But this one, it's not perfect. I put a little bit of batting on the inside just to give it a little bit more fluff. And then I sewed pretty much all the way around and left myself a little gap. Turned it, because you're sewing the back to the front, and then you're turning it, and then you just give it a little seam at the end. But they're fun.
I love them. They're very colorful.
Yeah, and so I was like, do I want to do Christmas colors? But I thought, you know what, I like it. To me, it wasn't about the pride thing. I just like you want some color in your Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And
I
you
love
have
it.
white lights, and then you can have some colorful decorations.
White lights, yes, we got white lights this year. Since we've been together, we got a tree, and I put colored lights on there, and he's been talking about white lights for 11 years.
I don't really like a lot of colorful lights.
So we're going to try white lights this year, so I can feel the misery like you did the last 11 years.
Okay, you know what's not ever going to happen is tinsel.
I love tinsel, the sparkle and the glimmer and the shimmer.
No tinsel, no garland. So I know, forget it. Save yourself the trouble. I don't want to hear it, all the comments saying, "Oh, we love tinsel. Oh, Erin's so right." No, shut up. Shove it.
Whatever. If you want to have a dull Christmas.
No, I don't want a tacky tree. All right, so I do have one last thing to show, and then
I got two things.
All right, so you go ahead and show.
All right. I finished. We saw this last time. The Paris Toujours shawl, and I love it. I think everybody should make this thing. Now, my beard has already kind of made the yarn go, which that's what happens when things rub right here.
That's wow.
Hold that real quick. But this thing is just gorgeous. I love it. You can actually tell, though, I think, where I switched yarns, but I don't mind that. I used Mrs. Crosby's, the base of Carpet Bag, and its colorway of Submarine. It's a gorgeous blue. It is 80% superwash merino wool and 20% silk. It has a shine to it. It's blue. Blue's my color. I love it. It is a paid pattern, so I can't tell you much about it, but if you can knit two together, you can do some slip stitches and some yarn overs. You should be able to make this, and I love the drape of the yarn and the way it feels. And
That's very, very attractive.
no, I love it. I mean,
I want one.
I would make this again in a heartbeat. Like, I would love to. My sister's like, I want one. But I kind of want to make another one for myself.
But what's
But
nice is that
yeah.
it, I mean, like that particular color, it really does go with a lot of things.
Yes. So, Paris Toujours. It's by Isabel Kramer. I think it was $5 or something like that on Ravelry. But you can wear it any way you want, and it looks good. You can just wrap it around your neck, give it a little toss in the back. I mean,
It's a good. What I like about it, it's a good size. When you're making one for me, because I don't wear them that often. When I do want to wear one, I want to be wrapped up.
Yeah.
So I like them, like lots and lots and lots. But this is it's a good size.
it's very right size side. It's very universal, and let's get some stuff on it right now. But I just love the look of it, just how it's kind of with these slip stitches and maybe knit two together is the way it looks, and even the border looks just so nice.
Do you like this more than your dotted ray?
It's apples and oranges, isn't it?
I'm asking you, do you like this more than your dotted ray?
At the current moment, I like wearing this more than the dotted rays at the current moment. But then again, you can't say one pattern's better than another.
No, I didn't ask that.
I know, but yeah, right now I'm loving this. I'm rocking it. I hope to rock it more. I just wish I can get zapped right here to take this. I want this hair, but this right here because it's
Shave.
It just no.
This.
Well, I do sometimes. I do sometimes. It's just rubbing a little
Stand
bit.
closer to your razor.
No. I'm nothing without facial hair. But yeah, I am really satisfied with this. Love it. I think everybody should give it a chance. It didn't even take that long. I think it was, you can use worsted or DK, even Aran weight. So it kind of flies off the needles. Last time we chatted, I think I was halfway through, I thought. And I was a skein and a half through. And I said, I don't think I'm going to need a third skein. I did. Because once you start working on the garter and it's expanding this way. So it did take 3 skeins of this yarn. I bought 4 just in case. But it took 3 skeins. So just a little FYI, because last time I said, I don't think you're going to need all 3 skeins. And you actually did.
How many did you have?
I bought 4.
Gotcha.
So I have this left over, which maybe I can make a hat or maybe some gloves. But again, with the silk, I don't know. I feel like
So
it might.
make a hat out of this, just so that you have it to go with it.
Yeah, I think it would go well together. I just got to figure out the right hat pattern. Because I need to make a hat, but I need to do a different pattern. I'm having some go-to patterns. I need to try something else.
Challenge yourself.
I know. I want to challenge myself, and I've been seeing a lot of cables lately. I'm really into cables, and I need to start making some more stuff with cables, like sweaters, cardigans, all that good
I
stuff.
like a cabled hat, please.
Okay. We can see
I
what
have
happens.
the yarn downstairs for you.
Okay. I need the yarn, and I need the pattern that you want me to do.
Okay. All right, you heard it.
Then we're going to do it. We're going to make it.
Okay, so me next?
Yes.
Okay.
Chip, go.
So I really, really, really have been kind of nostalgic for my grandparents, what I would have imagined their childhood Christmas to be. So everything wouldn't have come from, a big box store for decorating your home. It would have been there's something to having a homey Christmas.
We're
Or-
moving towards that way.
Homey Hanukkah or homey Kwanzaa or whatever it is, just more craft. You crafters get it. So I made a pennant. All right, so we got to come your way a little bit. Yep. So there's Mary.
There she is.
There she is.
You're so funny.
All right, so Mary, and then I know it's not going to.
What's coming next? I don't know.
Mary, blah blah blah, and then so you have Christmas,
Which is too big, so it's not going to fit in unless we.
No,
do this.
so like you can do.
There we go. I love it, and so they're going to go.
Yeah. Here. Oh, is anybody's name Chris? How you doing, Chris?
Chris Mary.
So I made these, and like it was a fun Saturday project.
Yeah, it took you a day?
Yeah, not even. Yeah, and so like I just took my time, and like the same fabric that I used for the back is actually the same fabric that I used on this ornament. And it's actually, this frays really easy. It's more of like a linen. And so it's a looser weave, and it just sheds. So, but I think the payoff is worth it because it just gives it a little bit more of a richer linen look, you know?
Yeah.
And the buffalo plaid.
Why is it called buffalo plaid?
Oh, I knew this. So
She won't know. Computer. What is buffalo plaid?
The noun buffalo plaid is usually defined as a plaid with large blocks formed by the intersection of two different color yarns, typically red and black.
But why?
okay.
Okay. We'll just
Anyway,
go with
it was actually an American invention. So there was some guy who owned, like, I think he was a farmer or something. He owned fields, crops, whatever, and so he needed something to stand out. And actually, this was, I think, 1800s, maybe beginning of 1800s. Where's your phone?
You were just a little boy then.
1800s?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll look up buffalo. I don't know how to work your phone. Where's...
Would you like me to do it for you?
Here it is.
Like I said, 1800s.
Buffalo plaid.
The buffalo stance, I know that one.
And then...
I'll spare you singing it. But I really want to.
Okay. Buffalo plaid originated from none other than the Woolrich Woolen Mills. The company began producing buffalo check shirt around 1850, which means we've been rocking this plaid for over 150 years. Legend has it that Woolrich's designer of the distinctive style owned a herd of buffalo, and that's how it got its name.
Wow.
But, you know, that's the internet. You have to believe what's on the internet.
Yeah, every single day I do.
Yeah, I thought, okay, what's a little bit more...
a little bit more merry.
What's wintry, but not so much on the nose. And so...
I hold it again.
I just love it.
Thanks, Mary. Do you want to hold this up?
What?
Oh, I thought I saw something. Never mind.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
What?
No, it looks good.
What did you see?
Looked like pizza.
It does look like...
That's what I was like. It looked like pizza. But I didn't want to take away
That's a
from your
good,
thing.
perfect size pizza.
It's a perfect pizza. Perfect pizza.
Anyway, so that was my... first two things that I made for the holidays. Actually, I'm really...
How many things are you planning on making? Because all I have is the wreath.
Well, no. So I have to make the rest of these.
Okay.
And then I have a surprise thing for you and me. Yeah, but I'm really this year more into the selfish sewing. So it's like stuff that I want to do for me, not necessarily for others. And I don't really, this year I'm not really in the mood for deadlines for gifts.
But we haven't been invited to anything this year, so we might be fine.
Well, maybe...
Everybody, all our friends are all scattered this year.
Which is fine.
There's been a lot of people moving, breaking up, so everybody's in different locations and all that. So
So what? Who cares?
So what? Well, we care, but...
So, yeah. So anyway, so this was a fun project. And... Oh, and you know what? So Erin was making and this is a little story for Stuart of the Wool Patch. So Erin was trying to do a little how-to side hustle video on the wreaths. Erin, what happened?
Nothing good, I'll tell you that. No, I made the fall wreath, and I was going to do a side hustle with the Christmas wreath, and I started to tape it. He was out for the day, and well, you were sick for a week, then I got sick for a week. I still wasn't feeling well, trying to do this side hustle. And it was just a disaster.
Somebody came into my work, and he was just all...
Sick. I can't do
it. Yeah. He should not have come and visited us at our work. He was sick, and it got me sick.
And I thought I was safe because it had been 2 days after Chip started feeling better, and then I got sick. Yeah. So anyways.
So we were supposed to be podcasting, but we both got sick.
We both got sick. You just got your sewing machine back last week.
Yeah, my sewing machine was gone for a month.
Yeah, but trying to shoot this tutorial, it was just not working, and I burned myself many times on camera. I can do a whole montage of
what
the
happened?
F word.
What happened?
Just everything. Nothing happened good. The camera placement was wrong, and it was just... I planned it, but I didn't plan it through.
What does this look like?
Well, it looks like a bikini. What's it supposed to look like? Is that what it's supposed to look like?
It looks like...
Are you back into bikinis?
No!
Good. That was some phase in it. Need it back. Just kidding.
I have never worn bikini underwear since I met you.
You did before you met me?
Years ago, when everybody did. Yes.
It sounds trashy.
Even my father wore bikini briefs.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because I've never worn bikini briefs.
Whatever.
Boxers or nothing. Okay. So, yeah, the tutorial was just, it wasn't happening for me. So maybe it could be a lost episode
apparently
someday.
They're not as easy as people make them.
Well, the thing, I used my phone for the up camera. And so my monitor, it still had it this way, and it wouldn't go horizontal. So I'd be like, okay, here we're going to do this, and I have to turn my head and look at it, and then eventually I'll do some kind of side hustle tutorial, and it was just a hot mess, so why even bother releasing it? Let's get into things that are only a semi-hot mess. This is my last... You made that? So Mother, if you're watching... My mom started to watch our podcast, actually. She said a couple days ago she went downstairs in the middle of the night because she couldn't sleep, and she watched the one where the girl fell off the bike out there. And she goes, Chip's laughing uncontrollably. I was like, yes, that was quite awesome when the girl did, well, not for the girl, but the girl that did fall out there.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. She sent me a text a couple days ago. So, Mother, if you're watching, do not watch
Turn
this
off the TV.
Until the 24th. I'll give you, Mom, I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to do it because I know you're trying to find the remote right now.
That girl,
where is that remote? I know my mother. I love her. But she's like, where? How do I?
No, wait. Maybe she's on the iPad.
Good. Okay, Mother. All right, it's good. So here we go. She wanted a poncho for a while, and we've been talking about it. So I sent her a picture of, I think, 2 crocheted and 3 knit ones. She goes, how about this one? Because she goes, it looked like it would use less yarn. I don't want you to go too out of the way and in budget. So we talked about colors. She liked winter blues and whites. And I sent her a picture. I think it's this one. It's a Karen cake. Is I think a blueberry muffin. I'm so sorry. Yeah, blueberry muffin. Sent her a picture of this, and she said she liked it, so I went forward. It's already coming apart here. When I was at Michael's a few weeks ago, I swear that sometimes they just unpack stuff and go. I mean, it was just a mess everywhere in there. This is the easiest poncho you'll ever make by Nina Nicholson. It is $2 on Ravelry, or if you do a Google search, it's free. I paid for it, and then I found the Google search, and there's a YouTube video, which is very helpful, how to watch and everything. And I haven't crocheted for a while, and this is what it is. I made her a poncho, and it was pretty easy. I ripped it back at the beginning many times because I just couldn't get the count right. Because it's been so long since I crocheted, I would either have one count too many or one count or behind one count. So this first part, just because of my own doing, I had to rip apart at least 3 times. But I made this in 2 days. I finished it last night. And I say 2 days, I sat on the couch literally from like dusk till dawn or dawn to dusk. Whatever.
Once you got it going. But
you got it going.
You've been working on it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So this is it. I would put it on, but I don't really want to. Because I don't want to stretch it out. Because my mother's not as large as me. Here's the back. The only thing is where you join the yarn has a little line in it, which I hope is not too noticeable. I guess I can lay it down and show you. But like, I think I kind of messed up just a little bit right here. Is where because this is all done in the round. But I don't think it's too noticeable, and we'll just have her wear that as the backside. But yeah, I think I blended together very well. I was a little worried that this might not be white and more of a tan, but I'm hoping she'll love it and go with it. So yeah.
Too bad you don't have a tag.
Well, I can put a tag in.
So you were talking about how on this is like getting furry and stuff like that.
My mom shaves, so she doesn't have that problem.
No. So I was thinking about on the Stitch TV on YouTube, they were talking about bearding in quilting. And it was like it made sense when the needle is going in and you're actually quilting your project. When that needle comes out, sometimes the batting will pop out and it starts to look like a beard.
Oh, interesting.
On the quilt. And it's funny because this is also kind of bearding.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's getting fuzzier.
Fuzzier and fuzzier.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this is the easiest poncho you'll ever make by Nina Nicholson. And I made it with a Caron cake. And it's been a while since I crocheted. I hold the yarn, I think, the same as when I knit. But my fingers hurt in here. And I need to I don't crochet enough to get like a really fancy crochet hook. But I would love one some days.
I get it. Your birthday's the 16th?
Yep. You got it right.
I always go for the 15th and a bump it up one now.
December 16th, yes. But yeah, I think this is really fun. So I'm debating if I should block it or not. Do most people block? This is a wool acrylic blend. I wonder if I should block it or just leave it alone because it's already kind of in the shape that it needs to be. So either way, if I do that, I have to do it soon because it needs to go to Ohio before Santa Claus gets there. And this is my second project with a Caron cake, and it was enjoyable. It's really soft.
So maybe you can make your dad one.
Doubtful. My dad doesn't seem like the poncho
They could have
type,
matching ponchos.
unless it's camouflage or something like that. We can figure something out. What else do you have? Do you have anything you're working on?
So I'm working on the ornaments. I have one thing that I'm going to make for you and I. It's a surprise. And
I only have one other thing to show that I'm working on.
no, go ahead.
But you've already seen it before. So, I'm working on the Cobblestone Sweater. I think I was about 80% finished. When you saw it last, I ripped it all back. Not like just the top, I ripped it all back, and I'm making it a size larger. So, Cobblestone Sweater by Jared Flood. This is a Knit Picks super wash. They're Wool of the Andes Mineral Heather. And I've shown this color before, but I love it. It's like purplish, reddish, all that good stuff in there.
Now that the carnage is over, are you less sad?
Yeah, I'm less sad because I'm moving quite along. I have the body finished. I have... Sorry. One whole sleeve done. And I started the cuff on the other sleeve. I just got these Chaogu. Is it Chaogu or Chaogu needles? These are their 9-inch circulars, which makes 9 inches, 12 inches, and 14 inches. They're not the mini set, so this is a set for in the round that starts...
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Did you get these at the 60?
No.
So one of the stores is closing, and they had something. They had some.
So they have some licky double pointed needles, which are 60% off because everything in the stores now is 60% off. And I keep on going back, should I get them or not? But then I don't use double pointed needles that often. So I'm like, should I get them or not? But if they go to 70% or 80%,
You've been saying
there.
that.
I know, but I don't. But anyways, these start at 3.5 and go to 5.0. And I'm really enjoying them. So I'm doing all my sleeves, especially the start of the cuffs, in these to make a 9-inch circular. Then I can go up to a 12-inch circular and all that good stuff. They do, even when it's closed, fall out of their little pockets. Because when I open it when I first got this, I opened it, and 3 of them were just kind of chilling in this bag. I go, did I get a used set that somebody returned? So I put them all in there, stuffed it, placed it in there, and now I opened it up again, and they were either there's gremlins in there throwing them out, but they don't stay in here very well. But so far...
They need an elastic band right here.
Yes. They keep them in there a little bit better.
Like, it would have been one thing extra to do an elastic band across to ensure. I mean, the only other thing you could do is rubber band it.
Yeah. But so far, they are working for me. They're doing really well. Hopefully, I finish this sometime. It was painful to rip it all back, but if I didn't, I knew I wasn't going to wear it because it was like a wetsuit, pretty much.
And then you had some kind of error going on?
Yeah, I had some kind of error going on, so... speaking of 60% off, down the street, I got some yarn from there. This is a bag yarn. So most of the stuff is gone, but they had this Cascade 220. It is the color of palm green, and I bought a sweater's quantity of that. I don't know if I've knit a hat with Cascade, but never a sweater, so I'm hoping it works out. And I think...
What is Cascade?
Cascade 220. It's a yarn that's actually local.
Oh.
But 1078 minus 60% equals savings. I don't know. Equals savings. I'm not doing math. But I don't know if you saw this. Beekman 1802 pattern just came out, kind of modeled after the Mr. Rogers sweater.
Oh.
It's a free pattern. It's on Ravelry right now. And it's actually the Beekman boys are the ones modeling it. And I don't know if you know who they are, but they had a show for a while, and they have a farm in New York. Do they do
reality
cheese?
show.
Reality show. Are they doing cheese? Is that it?
They dairy.
They do kind of some kind of dairy goods, and I like the sweater. It's very Mr. Rogers instead of red. Once I get around to it, I'm gonna make this in green. I like the cabling, the zipper. I might probably gonna need help with. So yeah, I got that blue. I got some random other stuff in case I do some like color work on something. It's very bright, but 60% off. You can't go wrong.
What's that?
And this is a magazine that had a pattern in it that I was like, oh, I gotta make this. Let me see if I can find it. Here's one pattern of, let me show it this way, of a sweater that I kind of really fancied. I was like, that's super fun. And since it was 60% off, I was like, why not? And this one as well. Isn't that kind of a cool...
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a turtleneck, hoodie kind of hybrid thing. Oh, and then I went back because, again, 60% off.
You're scaring me with your
I got it. And I got some Cascade 220 Superwash yarn. And this is a baby denim and some tan color. So I thought maybe I can make something with this. I thought about maybe the Montrealer.
That's not tan, that's brown.
It's brown. Is it?
That's not tan.
It's walnut. It's walnut. So I thought about maybe flirting with the Montrealer with this color. And there's blues and
Very
walnut
pretty.
in there. And that's all again, if you're in the area of Seattle, the Bellevue one, Pacific Fabrics is closing. Hate to see them go, but the deals are...
I don't know about you guys, so I have my online stores that I've given them my email address. And dude, they are taking advantage of it. Like, I'm getting hit by some of my favorite stores like 2 and 3 times a day.
Yeah, it's
Like,
ridiculous.
I don't know about you guys, but the online advertising is very, very aggressive right now. Like, I would say even more aggressive than I've seen in other years past. And it's like, I mean, like, okay, you know, like, don't overstay your welcome. Like, I think people think it's a free pass to bombard people. And it's like, relax.
I unsubscribed to many things this week because it was just...
Oh my God. So I don't know about you guys, but like, I almost feel like picking up a phone and saying, look, I love you, but not in love with you.
I get it. I'm sorry, I got to show this. I was just flipping through this magazine. Look at that sweater. So Chip and I's rules, always like 3 things in a book to make you buy it. So this was Interweave Knits.
She looks pissy.
She does look kind of pissy. It's a spring 2019. So, yeah. Sorry, I had to show it. What else?
So we got a Prezi.
I know. I think we're done with what we made and makes. So let's get into some things that people sent us for some reason. Because people are very thoughtful and we are hateful.
I'm not hateful. Except, why do you have my pen?
Is that your pen?
Yes.
You just took it away. Well, may I borrow it? Okay. Let's see what our friends...
So we got a message a couple weeks ago. It says, "You've got something on its way to you, bitches."
That's us.
So we have... Johan has been a subscriber to us for a long time, almost since the beginning.
Day 1 or 2.
And
something like that.
Johan, you have been my best Judy quilting friend. And it's kind of nice because it's like you have somebody who's across the world. He's in Australia. And it's just nice knowing that there's other people that you connect with and you get each other's sense of humor. You're into the same thing. It's a lot of fun. And he was generous enough to send us something, and we have not opened it yet.
Yes.
So,
what's his Instagram?
So he actually, Johan quilts, and he also, but like he has a...
Taking off the address.
Just relax. It's not going to show. Done.
I will mention that he does live on a street called Princess. Sorry, had to throw that one out.
So anyway, so he not only does he quilt, but he makes beautiful stuffed animals, bears.
Ground.
I saw a squirrel. I saw a fox. Like, go to Facebook and look up for Van. His last name is Burkle, but he made it Bearkles. So it's Van Bear, Bearkels. And he does ship. So if you want to buy a bear, or if you want to buy a stuffed animal, he really, I don't know how he gets the patience. Like, these are gorgeous.
They're great.
So I'm going to let you,
I thought I had scissors, but it might be all
You do.
just Oh, look at that.
oh, look.
So let's
So
see.
wait, so I hope we're not going to, God help us, what is in here?
Oh, yeah, we don't even know what's in here, so.
What? What is that?
This is the only thing that's in there.
What?
Look how cute that is.
Oh.
Oh, yours has an O face.
Oh, and there's a card.
Oh, we should probably open that.
Holy hell, Batman.
So far, this is all the gift that we need, but mine's heavy. A note to say.
Oh my God. Okay. A note to say.
Did he make this?
I don't know. Hey guys, here's a little... What's that?
Knit J put together?
Oh, here's a little kit I put together for both of you to show my appreciation and to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. Love and big hugs, Johan.
Aww.
That was
sweet.
really sweet. Should we open them at the same time?
I opened the top. Okay, yes. Oh my gosh.
Holy hell. He stuffed this. All right, so you...
Well, let's go at the same time because this could take
this is how
2
we
hours.
have to decide whether or not it's gonna, do we open it at the same time? Like,
yes.
Hey, look what I got at Christmas. I don't want turns. Okay.
On the smeller.
Aw.
Fiber Lily. It's called Envy Super Soft Sock Weight, 100 grams approximately, 75% superfine Australian merino and 25% nylon. This is gorgeous. Made in Australia.
This is okay. So these are Australian
goodies.
chips. Yes.
And it came with a stitch marker. Kylie Vitnell, Shop Fiber Lily from Australia. And the stitch marker is a yarn thing. Look at that. Oh, that was so sweet.
So Great Australian Quilts magazine.
That's fun. I love getting stuff.
I didn't know
from
that there
other
was
places.
such a thing. And I have never had a quilt magazine. Actually, maybe I want to get a subscription for Christmas.
To that from Australia? It's give me like $8,000.
No, well, we have American.
America. I need my juice.
Oh, no, you...
Why open?
Okay, so... This says...
Oh, that's fun. You can make a bird. You can put a bird on it.
I could put a bird on it. It's got appliques. I love it. Okay,
That's
great.
very sweet. I mean, there's more in here. I don't know how much we need to show, but this is just so sweet.
All right, hold on. What is this?
Aussie quarters.
Oh, I love this.
It's almost indigenous. If you think...
It's Aboriginal
If
art.
Americans think of
Which-
Aboriginal art from Australia, that's what it looks like.
Which, I just got those couple of books for Pacific Northwest native art.
Oh, yes, you did.
So this is Australian Aborigine art. And it's a kit. I love this. I love that. That's really great. Okay, keep going.
I got Play, Stop, Repeat button collection, and the buttons have Play, Stop, Repeat, Rewind.
For your bag?
It could be for anything. It looks artsy. Maybe even a sweater.
No, those are real buttons, not pins.
I know.
Oh.
Maybe for a sweater
Yeah, that's cute.
or a cardigan.
Okay. A little ornament. Did you get an ornament?
I did. Sorry. I got an ornament as well. It's a gingerbread man. Did he make? I bet he made them. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Either way, they're going on our
Did
tree.
you make these, Johan? Oh, that is
That's
really,
too
really
sweet.
Honey.
I got some birch circular knitting needles. Oh, and they have the curve. They almost sound porcelain.
This is an Australian company. This is a family-owned Australian company, leaders in craft and haberdashery. Birch.
And 5 millimeters is my main gig usually for sweaters and stuff. So nice.
What is this? Quilt tags.
Hey, buddy.
Dude, I need these. I am so bad about putting tags on my quilts. I mean, like, look at this one. I drew on it with just marker. It's so terrible. Oh, Johan.
I don't know if this came out of the bag or not.
Oh, save that one for last. That is hilarious.
I'm going to save that.
Oh, more tags. So it says handmade with love, so you have to like it. And artisanal, yes, I made it. Made by unicorns and me, and handcrafted in my home. This took forever. Pretend to like it. That should go on your mom. That should go on your mom's. I just said I wish you had a tag.
I know, right?
You have to put this.
Look at these. And I got 45 Yarn Project Maker magazine and Men's Classic Knits patterns.
Patents?
Patterns.
Patterns.
Patents.
Patents.
Patons.
What's a patent?
Patents makes yarn.
Oh.
This is so nice. Thank you so much.
Dude, you went over crazy.
Look at this. I love it already.
Cut sew. What is this? Iron on transfer. Cut sew repeat.
I'm sorry, I keep on looking at these sweaters.
So yeah, I guess I could put. Oh, I could put that on this one.
You could.
Cut sew repeat. Love it. I know what this is now.
Oh yes. Okay.
We're saving that for last. No, he did not.
Oh no, he better don't.
Dude, this is a... I can't get into this. Security tag. So, who does not need a template? And I love that it's all organized. These are minis, dude.
Wow.
So, I'm going to tell you right straight up now, I will never, ever make a quilt
that small,
this size from these little things. But these are awesome. They're like, you make your perfect triangles, and they all have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I love this.
This is brand new. This is winter 2019. I have to make something out of it.
What is it? What was happening?
Winter 2019. Okay. Get to the good one.
You know, this is crazy. And Johan, this is way too much.
So, Johan's drag.
His new persona drag alter ego for 2019.
Is it Patty DaCosta? What's the last name?
Crackling.
So he got us magnets with his...
No, so for Halloween this year,
she, in this instance,
she did a whole series of photo shoots and did different personas for...
Yes. So this one says, really, Aaron? Another midnight snack? Fine, just don't blame yarn shrinkage again. And it's this amazing magnet right here, which will go front and center on our refrigerator. Oh my gosh.
All right, and not to be outdone, more pie chip. Are you sure? What would Patty do? Seamus, stop it!
Love them. Johan,
You're not in the
thank
shot.
you. Oh, thank you very much. This is truly very appreciated. It was unexpected. It's super nice.
I absolutely... And you know what? This is perfect for...
Oh, the bags are great.
Wait. It's perfect
For everything.
my laptop.
Really? It's that small?
It's perfect for my laptop.
Nice.
Because I can't go...
Are they great? Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Johan,
you're the
okay,
best.
so now y'all have to buy a bear from Johan Van Berkel's on my, I always want to call it Facebook.
myface.com.
That is crazy.
I just have one more thing to show real quick. My friend Jennifer, who's Jedi Dragoon on Instagram, we go back and forth and talk about stuff. She gifted me a pattern last week. It is, I don't know how to say the word. Nihilus.
Nelius.
So it's the Nelius cow.
Nelius. Nihilus.
cowl, and it's by Hannah Sigmund, and it's a crocheted cowl pattern, and she just randomly gifted it to me, and that was so sweet of her. So I'm going to try to eventually make this. There's so many things in my backlog. But Jennifer, I appreciate you very much. That was so sweet. I love the color of this yarn, too. So, Jennifer, have you made this yet? I've been looking at your Instagram. I don't think I've seen this one yet, but I will check again. Anything else that we need to go through today?
No, I'm in utter shock and gratitude. Like, this was so much. Thank you, Johan.
From Johan, Jennifer, everybody, thank you so much.
And
just what?
And Jedi.
I said Jennifer.
Oh.
I said Jennifer.
I don't know her by Jennifer.
Oh, Jedi Dragoon. Yes. Thank you so much. Again, we don't expect things like this, and it's just nice that people take the time to just be too nice for our little tacky show that we try to do once a month. We'd like to.
Okay, so I will say that one of these tags has to go on your mom's shawl.
Okay. Made with love by me. This took forever. Handcrafted in my home. Yeah, we can do that.
This took forever. Pretend to like it.
I think it's going to be that
one. Yeah, and Johan, did you make these? These are, Dorbs.
They're so cute. Why don't you make stuff like this?
Because I don't hand sew. He freaking will. He will do hand piecing on his quilts. I'm like, no. And his looks really good.
We need to send him an American package. Maybe just cheeseburgers.
Can we send you a certain orange?
No.
Doritos?
Nobody wants that. Okay.
All right, so we've got a Christmas in the makes, so we're going to see you shortly.
We'll see you before Christmas. Even if we have nothing to show, we'll at least pop in and spread joy and cheer.
No, so now it's all about stressing ourselves out, but not for others.
Are we doing Christmas this year?
We are.
Okay, we didn't do it last year, so I didn't know if we were doing it this year.
Yeah, we don't do Christmas every year. So
yeah, we still put stuff up, but like the whole gift exchange thing, it's too much stress, so we do it every other year. We went to Vegas last year. That was our Christmas.
Yeah, and then you've got your birthday on the 16th.
Yes. I'm so surprised you remember. Birthday on the 16th.
He gets irritated because I always say it's the 15th of December.
It's December 16th.
Who has a birthday on that? It's 15th just makes more sense.
Beethoven had a birthday on that.
The 15th? All right, so thanks for joining us, and as always, happy crafting.
Happy crafting? We never say that. And so then we can start. Happy crafting.
Happy crafting to you.
Dear crafters.
Dear crafters. Dear crafters.
Okay, let's end it.
Bye.
All right, bye. Good Lord. For everyone to see.